So when a writer gets really in-depth in their panel descriptions, you're kind of doing the artist a disservice. You feel like you're giving them as much information as possible so they don't have to read your mind, but when in fact you're constraining them because they're not quite sure what exactly is the most important part,
right? And
they're trying to take all of this information in and draw exactly what you want. In fact, what is the best case scenario, and I found eventually, we kind of worked out a good, your scripts, especially as you revised over the years and as we ended up working out what our collaboration process worked out best. And I would say too, Chuck Dixon was a phenomenal writer that I worked with. He also did this extremely well. And he's just a longtime veteran. He's been writing comics for 30 years. But he's just incredibly succinct. He's like, this happens, this happens, this happens. This person feels this and says this. And it's like, bang. This is exactly what you need. And it allows me the creativity to come at it with whatever camera angle I think works best for composition, panel layout that I think works best. And if he has a suggestion for, say, he tells me how many panels are on the page.
Right.
But if he has a suggestion for a panel size or a layout or something like that, then I usually take it into account. I would usually do that. I would have to have a really good reason not to, is the way I approach it.
Right. So,
yeah, I think in general, as far as process goes, it definitely starts with a script, but even that isn't as straightforward as it sounds. Because every comic I've worked on over the years, the scripts all look different. There's no unified format for how to write a script, or even every script I've seen looks different.
So, Part 2 is almost all produced. So
which we haven't had a chance to talk too much about, which I am so pumped about. So it's awesome that Rain's here, because Rain's roommate Naomi, who we have absolutely loved working with, was just such an awesome find. So I had Naomi in class. It's been a while now though, but
yeah.
But as a grad student at SCAD, and as we were looking to continue the story, I obviously knew that with my schedule I was too busy to continue it. We needed to find somebody who I had confidence in storytelling and stylistically, not that we were looking for them to draw exactly like me, but could pick up the same tone of the book, and really, more than anything, have the characters emote, and you really get a sense of their sincerity, because we knew that was the heart of the story. And action is great, and we love that as a part of it, but that is not the focus of the book. Right? Even as much as I love drawing it, but honestly, that's what we were looking for. And so
she's just killed it. She's done such an awesome
she's
job.
So phenomenal. So we just absolutely love it.
We love you, Naomi.
Yeah. So just in general, just hyper consistent. So as much as we've kind of used a lot of different artists to help get the first 4 issues done, there is just such solid consistency in
moving
issues
forward.
5, and on. So that's what we're
So Naomi is the main penciler and inker. Robert is still continuing as the art director.
Sure.
And so they definitely work. We all work together. We all collaborate, and he can give feedback and help with certain things here and there. So Robert's still very much involved on this whole thing. But Naomi's just been a dream to work with. She's just a not only is she an incredibly talented artist, but she's just a delightful, kind, wonderful person, and so we're so grateful to have her
awesome.
on the team.
And I know that you've had the chance. This isn't the first time you've been able to pass work along to students and incorporate them into what you do.
And so in general, I think SCAD is really good about doing that, hiring people who are professionals in their industry, because when they come to teach, then they bring with them a professional network and opportunity, and that's ideal. And for me, that was really important because some of my professors, Professor John Lowe, introduced me to Randy Green, who I mentioned earlier, what gave me my first foot in the door. And so for me, it's just paying it forward, and that's the model I was shown. So I want to continue doing that.